All right. It's Michael Reese here. We're with Listing Class. We're just about to get started. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. I think, anyway, we're going to get straight to the point. If you're looking to grow your listings, I'm going to tell you a little quick story. Anyway, one of the things that you're going to see here, let me see. One of the things I've been doing all day, is been testing out this new fancy technology. I want to tell you a quick story. I've been out on the road for the last 3 months of 2018. And now that we're in 2019, last year, I was probably in front of about 4,000 agents in the last 4 months, 3 to 4 months, something like that. And I'm going to share with you one of the things that really was one of my biggest takeaways. While out on the road, I bumped into a lot of agents across the country. And one of the things that I probably learned the most was that agents needed a better way for generating business and, more importantly, generating now business, right? And so a lot of agents out there, when I would survey the room, I'd ask them, what's the rock in your shoe? What's the thing that you need the most help with? And ultimately they would say, some of them would say, I don't have enough leads, right? I don't have enough qualified opportunities. And so today I'm going to walk you through what I think is probably one of the best things. I'm going to walk you through what is a campaign. You can't depend on a one-dimensional website for building your business. And more importantly, you can't depend on just your past clients. And so let me share a couple things with you real quick. Make sure everybody can see my screen here. Hopefully you can. I'm going to go here. So can everybody see my screen? In the comments, just put yes if you can see my screen, if everything's coming across clear. And also, what I'm sharing with you is just a fraction of what we have in our listing class. So if you get a chance and you want to grow your business, you want to generate more listings, make sure you go check us out at listingclass.com. So here's what I want to share with you. Let's go here. Bam. And I'm going to do one quick little thing here. Probably going to do it this way. And let's go back over here and see how that looks. I think that might look better. What do y'all think? I think so. All right, so listingclass.com, it's going to be a class that shares with you the low cost, no cost shoestring budget, the things that you can do to attract business. The cool thing about this class is in the first 15 minutes of the class, you'll see, because I'm going to share a campaign with you that we actually ran. This campaign, we ran for an agent that had been in business for 10 years and never did more than 18 transactions. And a lot of you might not know anything about me, but that campaign, after we ran it for him for 12 months, that agent did 48 transactions from the day we started managing their campaigns. They actually reached out to us. But for those of you who don't know anything about me, my name is Michael Reese. I've been in real estate since 2002. I got a business partner, one of a few, Jay Kinder. Jay Kinder and me have been longtime partners. Jay actually was the catalyst to getting me into real estate. We're from the same hometown, Lawton, Oklahoma. Mercifully brief introduction. But I would say what we found was the best agent didn't make the most money. It was the best marketer. And so me and Jay have learned together how to become great marketers. Jay was number 2 in the world for Caldwell Banker, I think, at the early age of 27 years old. And in my market, my first month in the business, I listed 4 homes. My first 36 months in the business, my third year, said differently, I broke the $1 million commission rank, GCI that is, and I also listed 368 homes my best year, and that was quite of an accomplishment. And I want to tell people one of the things that I learned is what I'm going to share with you guys today. And I've said it already. I'm going to say it one more time. The best agent doesn't have the most clients. The best marketer does. So what makes the best marketer, and how can you become a better marketer? I'm going to share with you what a campaign looks like. And if you like everything that I have to share with you today, go check out our podcast. I got a podcast digital president with my co-host Woods Davis, one of the best marketers I know. Did over 5,000 short sales, that is, which is pretty painful. In my face-to-face podcast I do with Mr. Jay Kinder and Al Stasic from Cleveland, and Jay, who is obviously the co-founder with me at the National Association of Expert Advisors. Or you can check out the Rainmakers podcast, where we really talk systems, processes with me and Jake Howell and Mr. Michael Odo. So let's talk about the business and creating listings in your business on demand. First of all, you have two audiences in your business. You have haven't Mets and you have a Mets audience. And think about the Mets audience as your past clients, right? So all of us have past clients. Let's say there's two different listeners on today's video watching this, two different people. And they both have 100 past clients, but one generates, let's say, 10 referrals a year, and one generates 30 referrals a year. We would honestly admit, we would all say that, if you could generate one referral from every past client you ever had this year, or every year, every past client you ever had sent you a referral, then you would probably have a pretty darn good year. You have to admit that. That's a truth, right? But why do they yield more referrals from their database than other agents? And what I'd like to tell you is, first of all, that's called the Mets database. Those are people you met, people that know, like, and trust you. And the reason why is because some of us just are better. Now, we might not be system dependent. We might just accidentally take care of our past clients and stay in contact. But what I would suggest is creating a campaign. See, your past client database is either appreciating or depreciating. And the value of it of that database is elastic to your communication. So this is what I want you to do. Look at your audience. And the problem, or I would say the epidemic, is that most of us, after we sell all the people we know, like, and trust, we now rely on one thing to scale our business, which is, how do we take a stranger? So let's say me and you've never met. You're watching this video. I don't know you. You don't know me. This is amazing demonstration. I would call you a haven't met, okay? Someone I haven't met. And what I've always done is I think about the people like you and being an agent and where you want to be, i.e., let's say you want to list more homes. Well, your person is the consumer. They want to sell their home. They want to buy a home. And in this specific, we're going to keep it to the selling side. So you have people that you haven't met in the marketplace that want to sell their home. First of all, you have to get their attention, right? And so you have to be able to generate a lead, if you will, and I like to call them subscribers, but a lead. And that means you have to run direct response offers to your haven't met segment of the market. And you have to be able to become really good at that, because if you do, then what happens is you can spend a dime, nickel, a quarter, and receive $1 back, right? That's what would be really cool, is to be able to invest in your business $1 and get $5, or get, an ROI of, let's say, 10x or 23x. I'm going to walk you through a campaign here in a second that gives you a 23x ROI. And the second thing is, if you did get registered, first of all, you can go to listingclass.com and you can see yesterday's replay, or you can register for tomorrow's training that I'm going to be doing. And in that class, here's what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to show you the exact campaigns that I ran, the dollars that yielded us the highest return. And the most important thing is, when we're not talking about a one-dimensional website, which is what we should be actually talking about as campaigns and funnels, I'm going to share with you where to generate traffic and how to lower your cost per lead in a way that you can afford to literally just buy as much traffic of people that match your criteria, getting them to your website. And here's what you have to ask yourself. Do you know how many people honestly came to your website last month? Do you know how many came the month before? Is it up month over month? Is it not? Guys, if you want to become the best marketer, here's all I'm going to tell you. You have to be able to generate more traffic to your website and create compelling offers that allow those people to give you their information, direct response, so that you can then at some point have a conversation with them, determine timing and motivation, and then hopefully put content out into the marketplace that over time they start to think you're their subject matter expert, whether that's in a neighborhood or as an agent. In my market, people used to say, man, Michael Reese, I could wallpaper my bathroom with the stuff you send to me. But the thing is other agents would ask me, does that work? And hell yeah, it worked. It worked really, really well. But I had campaigns. I was able to build my database of people that didn't know me. I was able to run branding advertisement, which was impressions with those people so that they started to know me or felt like they know me, which you'll feel like you know me over time. If you watch this video and watch 12 more, you'll say, hey, man, the stuff that Mike shared with me actually worked. I had a guy I just talked to last week. He said he got on a webinar 2 years ago. Me and a gal from Florida who was originally from South Africa ran through some Facebook marketing. He said, I did exactly what you did, and last year did 55 listings, and that's all I did, what you taught on that webinar. And the funny thing is it hasn't changed slightly. We were actually on listing class. We walked you through that exact same campaign. We ran it for our buddy in Forney, Texas. I'm going to show you that ad. I'm going to show you the ad we ran. But that's the point, is that if you don't have everything you want, think about in your business that you might just simply not have learned something yet. So let's unpack this for a second. You have people that you haven't met, which is, if you look at this ad over here, you have neighborhood advisor. That's an unbranded ad. That's in the very first sentence. It doesn't say find out what your home's worth, which is the mistake I see a lot of people make. It says thinking of selling. And that's the message to market. You want to create a compelling message, but you don't want to be helping a whole bunch of people that aren't ready. And let me explain this. We have cold traffic over here. And cold traffic, which is actually right above me, I think is the Facebook logo. The cold traffic, there's a lot of traffic sources. Facebook is one of them, but you can send traffic to a landing page that is part of a funnel, which I'm going to walk you through in a second. But you can send traffic, and all traffic doesn't convert the same. All traffic doesn't cost the same. There's traffic on Bing, on Overture, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Google, and all of that. All of those different platforms working together are what I believe the future of real estate is. Because today, you can search on Google. You can literally run a search, keywords, and then see ads on YouTube. You can click on something on Facebook and see things on Google. Or when you Google something, you can see stuff on other websites, or you might see something on YouTube, or you can click on something on Instagram. And those things done correctly, knowing those audiences, right, is really the secret. And the cool thing about this is there's free traffic. If y'all haven't looked at Facebook Marketplace, quick little side note on a backstory is I was in Las Vegas speaking to some of the best agents in the country. And I shared a strategy about Facebook Marketplace, which is free traffic. That means if you have a landing page, you can get people from Facebook to your landing page and generate a lead that typically, if you do the right messaging, is somebody that's going to probably match your criteria of someone you would want to do business with, whether that's looking for a home, and in this case, looking for the possibility of selling their home. Those types of traffic sources are out there if you know how to get them, if you know how to take and control the traffic. So I don't want to digress. So let's go here. I'm going to walk you through an actual campaign. So hopefully everybody can see my screen here. Imagine someone goes to a site, they fill out a form, and this is what I would call the situational opt-in. What's their situation? Thinking about selling when? Next 6 months. They go. But what happens is, the cool thing about this landing page is when they want to get their value and they saw thinking of selling, they start to see, oh, that's the street behind mine. That's my house. And then boom, they get hit with this pay gate. And what's important there is that two things. One is this. This is the biggest get here. Okay, this right here, this page right here, this page converted at 3%. 3%. And when we got done with it, it converted at 51%. Said differently, think about for every 3 leads, if you got an additional 47, would your business grow? The answer is yes, it would. It's inevitable that it would. If every 3 leads you currently generated last year, if you would have got 47 more leads, well, here's how we did it. First of all, right there on your screen is enter your address. If you've ever been to Amazon, Zappos, they have multi-cart checkout processes. They have these little things called micro conversion, okay? What we did is in our CRM, if they put their address and they did not give us their phone number at the end of this process, which was, again, it was a multi-step process, micro conversion, micro commitments. Oh, it's just my address. Let me give it. And then they're like, oh, well, I'm thinking about selling. I think I'm going to get my home's value. They didn't give us their phone number. 62% of the people that we listed from our online campaigns driven to this marketing, what I would refer to as funnel, our landing page, 62% of them that we actually listed and sold did not give us their phone number. But we got it anyway. No different than if you get a phone number for an expired, right? You get an address, you go find a phone number. And here was the cool little script we used. So if someone would come to our site, put in their address, go through the process, abandon, right? Say, oh, no, I'm not giving you my phone number. We get it anyway. And they would end up into a call queue. And in that call queue, we call them and say, hi, this is Michael Reese. I'm doing a 2019 homeownership survey here in the city of Frisco. And I was wondering if you'd be selling your home in the next 12 months. They would either say yes or no. And if they, regardless of what they said, we would ask them, well, do you know anybody that is? Now, two things for people who are watching right now. All of the leads that I generated, okay, all of them, 43% of those people actually called, emailed, or texted me, okay? 43% of them. If you go to the listing training class, okay, in the first 15 minutes, you learn how to ethically spy on the top agents in the country and find out what ads they're running and what's actually working now. And thank goodness, you can thank Cambridge Analytica for that, I believe is how you pronounce their business. And so there's a lot of disclosure that people have to do when they're marketing today because of the huge breach that happened with Facebook. So I'm gonna show you how to find the best video ads, the best ads, where they're targeting. There's actually, and I'm gonna add this to the class, there's a way to be specific. You could see, if you could go to the number one agent in your market, find out where they're getting all their traffic, what backlinks, what keywords, all of those things. So if you don't have everything you want, I moved to Dallas with an S10 with 2 spare tires on it. I was the cable guy disconnecting cable. I had no idea I'd become a marketer. But I learned how to be a marketer, right? In my market, if the number one magazine in my market was Living Magazine. And guess what? I was on the cover of Living Magazine and I was in a full-fledged. If you filled out a form on my site and you wanted to talk to me, you got a box in your mail, right? I was a marketer. If you want to be a marketer and learn how I started just like you, and guys, listen, full disclosure, I did the grocery carts, first year in business, wasted $7,500, big mistake. But guess what? I also did one thing that allowed me to be in every single mailbox, postage and print for a nickel. And I cover it in the listing class. You got to check it out. So let's walk through this campaign for those of you who haven't done a campaign before. Here's what a campaign looked like. I ran this campaign for the gentleman in Forney, Texas. Spent $263.49, generated 116 clicks at a cost per click of $2.27. Generated 37 leads at a cost per lead of $7.12. Okay, that generated 8 nurtures. Now, guys, in the listing class, we go over the nurture process. This is how you build a pipeline and predictability because only 3% of the people that you talk to are going to be ready to do business now. So this is an important thing to learn. We teach it in the class, but you want to not just manage your nurtures with next action dates. You want to manage them with the campaign. But we'll get back to that. Back to the campaign results. We set 2 appointments, met one at a cost per appointment of $263.49. And now in my market in Frisco, our average transaction price is almost twice as that. But here's the thing, guys. At the end of the day, it's a 23x ROI. That's $6,129 when you invested $263.49. Where else can you get an ROI like that but in your business? Not many places, guys. Not many places. So the question is do you, first of all, here's the biggest myth. You need a landing page, which is what you call is your compelling offer on why somebody would say, well, let me see how this works. That's marketing 101. But how do you get people to that page? Well, there's many different ways, and there's ways to do it where you can scale it like I've done, where you can invest, where you're trading nickels, dimes, quarters for dollars, or putting $1 in and getting 5 or 10 out. And there's ways that when you're first beginning, you can get free traffic. And so a lot of people want free traffic regardless of what you do. 17% of the time that you get people calling you back is going to be a Saturday. 17% is going to be a Sunday. So that means 34% of the time is going to be a weekend. So for me, on my weekends, I like to be late. So what I wanted to make sure was that everyone got a call or response. And so we created what we called was the perfect 29-day follow-up campaign. Again, every email, every text message, every slide dial. You get every script for simply going to the listing class and getting registered. And just for registering, if you stay through the class, you'll get a copy of all of that sent to you, packaged up so that you can do it. But at the end of the day, your leads depreciate, they decay. So you have to have a system for following up with them. And because I like to eat jalapeno chips, grilled cheese sandwiches, and throw horseshoes at the lake in the summer, I had to build a system that had them calling me. And the cool thing about it is my system was as productive as me sitting around waiting for them or waiting for them to fill out a form for me to call them. I automated it and had the same conversion I needed through automation, which is very, very cool. So make sure you check out the listing class, listingclass.com. Again, like I said earlier, we do have the next class, which is going to be, let me see, right now, last week's replay of the class. You could go there right now and watch last week's replay, or you could register for tomorrow's class. But here's the thing. I believe that every agent in the country has an equal opportunity to dominate any neighborhood, any source. One postcard, and in fact, I have listen, if you want my best postcard that I ever sent, like, here's a quick story for the people who are hanging in there. I met a girl who went through a divorce, and she moved from one state to another, and she sold just under 200 homes. When she went to the next state, within 18 months, she was doing the same production. And I remember being in a room asking her questions, and I was like, how did you do that so fast? She was like, well, I just took the same postcard I used when I lived here, and when I moved here, I did the same thing. And that's what I mean, is like, the things work. You know, typically I went from my market, which was Frisco, Texas, to Sherman, Texas, and in 6 months had more listings than anyone else in the MLS. And what did I do? I did the same things I did in Frisco, I did up there. And so the question is if you want to become the best marketer, if you truly do, then go to the listing class. I promise you, in that class, you'll think differently. And what I mean by that is I'm going to show you how to do demand, where if you have to trade your time. I had a guy, his name is Oliver, couldn't make that up if I wanted to. And I had a call with him, I believe on Thursday or Wednesday. And he had said he set 3 appointments from the class. I actually emailed him. I could log into my email and show you where I sent it. And I said, can you give me a testimonial on that? And he said, yeah, I don't have it yet. He got 3 listings from the class. He had no money. He had no money to invest, but I showed him how to create a compelling value proposition and be able to go after low-hanging fruit. So regardless of where you are, whether you're an agent that wants to add an additional 50 transactions to what you're already doing, whether you're an agent that wants to stop working with so many buyer transactions and start working with more home sellers, or whether you just, you know, you're not really getting that many listings opportunities and hey, what the heck, what else do you got to do? You don't want to be showing buyers around every weekend for the rest of your life. If that's you, okay, if that is you, then make sure you go to the listing class and get registered. We'd love to see you there. Like I said, you can get there easily. I think there's a link here on my profile where you can hit learn more, or you can just type it into your web browser. With that being said, thanks everybody for watching and attending. I don't want to be too much long-winded. If you like this, if you really like this, I would love for you to give me feedback in the comments, because I really do. I could do a lot of these. I have probably like 15 different ones that I'm inspired to do, but I'm going to see how this goes. If you like this class, if you share it, if I get 10 shares, I'm going to come out next week and give you gold. But you have to follow my profile so you'll know when I do this. But if you like it, or if you would just comment, great stuff. That'll just give me feedback that we're jiving, right? That like, hey man, we like this content. Keep it coming, Mr. Reese. And if that's you, and you can help me out with some comments here, and I'll be doing more of these. And anyway, thanks so much. Hopefully everyone has a great year. And remember, I believe this in my heart, and I really know this. If you don't have everything you want, it's simply you have not learned something yet. And so learn like you're going to live forever. Become relentless and obsessed. If I was on the other side of this video, I would have went to the class already. That's who I am. And most of the agents that I work with would have too, because we're humble enough to know that, hey, why try to reinvent the wheel? Why can't we just collapse time? There's obviously someone can teach us something. So anyway, go check out the class. Y'all make it a great day.